Hello, and thank you for clicking on this Destiny 2 Warlock build. This is a very simple yet very strong build, and it's going to grant us buffs like Devour and Amplified, while also freezing the battlefield and dealing insane damage. So this build is all about throwing out stasis turrets and giving ourselves an arc soul on our shoulder. For this, we are going to hold down the grenade button, and it's going to throw out a stasis turret and give us an arc turret on our shoulder. With this build, we are going to be able to throw out multiple of these stasis turrets while keeping this arc soul on our shoulder, while keeping amplified the whole time, and also giving ourselves devour the whole time. Now I'm going to show you how it works against a load of combatants. So we are simply going to start the battle by throwing out our turrets. We are then going to get kills with our weapon, which is going to build up our grenade meter. We are then going to throw out another turret as soon as we get it back. We've now got 2 turrets in the field. Arc Soul is still there. We've got Devour on our screen. And we're just going to keep shooting stuff. Our turrets are going to do all the work of the build, while we just get to sit back and enjoy shooting our weapons. There's no fancy stuff of building up buffs and all this stuff to build up stacks. It's simply just we throw down turrets and shoot stuff with our weapons, while also having loads of buffs. It's so simple yet so powerful, and so many people sleep on this build. Now I'm going to show you the build. We are using Prismatic for the Warlock. For super, you can use pretty much any super you want. I prefer using Nova Bomb. For abilities, I've gone with Phoenix Dive. This is for survivability. We've got enough damage, let's just make sure we're alive to do the damage. For our melee, I prefer the solar melee, just personal preference. Now for the grenade, this is the important part, you have to use the storm grenade. For our aspects, we are using Feed the Void. This means any time we defeat a target with an ability, such as our turrets, we are going to get Devour, which means we restore health and grenade energy on kills and also extend our Devour buff. For our other aspect, we have Bleak Watcher. This means when we hold left bumper, we convert our grenade into a stasis turret that fires slow projectiles. Now you might be asking, where's the Arc Soul? That comes from our exotic piece. So we combine these so that when we hold down our left bumper, we get an arc turret and a stasis turret at the same time. In terms of fragments, we have Facet of Sacrifice. This means while we have an arc, solar or void buff, we're going to be amplified the whole time. We are going to get bonus darkness energy. For Facet of Purpose, I personally like using Nova Bomb because it means when we pick up an Orb of Power, we are going to get Overshield. It just helps with that survivability. However, you could go for a Strand super, that way you get Woven Mail. It's entirely up to you. Facet of Purpose and your super will synergize, so just keep that in mind. Next we have Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage will grant us melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage will give us grenade energy. So that's why you saw me using a strand weapon, because every kill we get with that strand weapon is going to give us our grenade energy back. For the final one, we are using Facet of Protection. This is just a go-to for pretty much every build. In terms of our exotic item, we are using the Getaway Artist. This means when we hold left bumper or our grenade ability button, we convert our arc grenade into an arc turret or soul on our shoulder, and we also become amplified. This synergizes with our stasis turrets, so when we hold our grenade button, we are getting 2 turrets for the price of sacrificing 1 grenade. In terms of our weapons, again, we are using the Facet of Balance, so we need a darkness weapon. I personally like using a strand scout rifle, such as this one. However, you could use any weapon you want, such as the Call or whatever. Just make sure you have a darkness weapon on your primary slot, that way you can use that for your main gun and get your grenade energy back quicker. For my secondary, I personally like using Lord of Wolves. It's currently OP. It's a solar weapon which also synergizes with the artifact for this season. As one of the perks, is when you debuff someone with a darkness debuff, you deal more solar energy. Well, we've got stasis turrets continuously applying a darkness debuff, which means if we come up against a stronger combatant, we can swap to our Lord of Wolves and get more damage against them. For the heavy, again, personal preference, I go for a solar rocket launcher for the exact same example as the Lord of Wolves. Darkness debuffs, we deal more solar damage. Again, loads of darkness debuffs on this build. In terms of the artifact, the first column, just go for whatever you want, it's personal preference. For the second column, this is a must in my opinion, Flame Fiber and Freeze. As we're using a solar and strand weapon for this build, it means we can combine the mods and get more space. And then again, personal preference. For the third column, rapid precision hits with solar weapons gives us Radiant. We are using Lord of Wolves. It's a solar weapon. We get Radiant as well as Amplified and Devour. However, you could use it for a stasis weapon as your primary and give yourself Frost Armor instead. Again, personal preference whether you use a solar or stasis weapon or a stasis or strand weapon. For the second perk, it's entirely up to you. I've just chose the Frost Armor one as sometimes I like to swap to a stasis weapon. For the fourth column, Cauterized Darkness is a must. This is so that when we are ice turrets, freeze an enemy, we deal more solar damage against that enemy. For the second one in this slot, Shoulder to Shoulder is good for raids and any endgame activities where you're near two allies. And for the final one, Elemental Coalescence. Defeating targets has a chance to create an elemental pickup matching our super, so when we defeat targets we have a chance of dropping a Void Overshield. Again, helps with that survivability. For the final column, I like Radiant Shrapnel. As I'm using Lord of Wolves, we might as well buff our solar weapons by defeating targets and releasing solar projectiles. This is the most important one for the final column, Shield Crush. As the bottom section says, when we are amplified, which is the whole time, our grenade is going to recharge faster. So we've got continuous grenade recharge from not only amplified the whole time, but also from Devour, which is part of our build. In terms of the stats, grenade, get to as close to 100 as you can. There's a strange interaction where our turrets don't actually class as grenade damage in a way, but it also does for other parts. Just get this to 100 so that we have the quickest cooldown we can. The enhanced benefit does not affect these turrets. For the other things to focus, I would go with weapons, get as high as you can. Just because our turrets are going to do their thing and we're going to do our thing with our weapons. We might as well make them stronger. And then for another thing, I would get your class just as high as you can while also keeping grenade at 100 and weapons as high as you can. I would use D2 Armor website. Go on there, put grenade at 100 and see what these two you can get as high as you can. Now in terms of our mods, they're very simple. For our headgear, we are going with Special Ammo Finder to help with our Lord of Wolves. We are using the Solar and Strand Siphon. We're using the Solar and Strand weapon. And then for the final one, we've only got one left in the slot, so I'll just make it so when we collect normal power, we give our allies armor charges. For the arms, I like to use Bolster and Detonation twice. This grants us class ability when we cause damage with a grenade. So our turrets do count for this mod, but they don't count for the grenade damage buff off the grenade stat. It's very weird, but it's how it works. So we're going to get continuous class energy back because our turrets are going to be dealing damage. And then for the final one, causing damage with a powered melee attack reduces our grenade cooldown. We're trying to get a grenade back as quick as we can. For the chest piece, damage resistances, put on what you want. For the legs, I like to go with another one to reduce our grenade cooldown, one for survivability, and then the final one is just going to reduce all our cooldowns of our abilities. And then for the class piece, reduce grenade cooldown when we use our class ability. Again, we're just trying to get our grenades back as quick as we can so we can get 3, 4 or even 5 stasis turrets down on the battlefield at once. Then powerful retraction, automatically collect nearby orbs when we use our class ability. Just a standard one. Same for time dilation, our armor charges will last longer. That is everything to do with this build. It's such a simple build, yet slept on so much. It's simply just kill stuff with a darkness weapon, while also throwing out your turrets, let them do what they want, and you just deal damage with a darkness weapon. When you come up against a stronger combatant, swap to your solar weapon, as there will be a darkness debuff on the stronger combatant, and then you will deal more solar damage to them. And you can just spam out your grenades while also getting devoured constantly, amplified constantly, and arc soul constantly. It's just so slept on. It's one of the best builds, and it's my most used Warlock build, and it will clear any endgame activity. You might be asking how it does against bosses. Bosses, it does just fine. If you've got a boss with a load of ads around them, you can simply throw out your turrets. Your turrets will attack the main boss. You keep killing the little guys, keep throwing out more turrets, and eventually you'll have 6 different things shooting at the boss. It handles everything very simply and very powerful. Thank you for watching this build.